As I'm away just pretending to be doing something useful on the computer in front of a pool, and people talking about the camera on this thing, a thing which I managed to borrow for half a day, and I own this other thing. I thought I'd put together a little vlog about what I found out in those tests.
Smartphone cameras are incredibly important features for me, which is why I bought the new iPhone 7, not the Plus, because I don't need a tele lens, don't shoot much tele stuff. Bokeh, not much of a bokeh whore. The iPhone is probably the best thing made in China right now. Apart from Chinese food, China, maybe tea. Yes, this is quite alright also. Anyway, the iPhone is probably in the top 10, 50 list of things made in China. It is a fantastic tool for taking photos and also video, which is why I bought this new self-videoing stick thing. With a freaking spoon on the end of it. Oh, that is actually a good invention. I've always wanted to take a selfie of myself eating something with a spoon. Alright, the selfie stick spoon was never going to be a big hit, which is why I've got this. But the iPhone 7 works fantastically. The Facetime camera shoots nice HD video, good enough for vlogging. And with a 12 megapixel backside camera, it's good for still images. And then it's got 4K with Optical Stabilization, which gives some really smooth handheld shots. Which is why the rest of the video has been pretentiously shot with only smartphones. Yes, smartphones. Not just an iPhone, but also a Google Pixel. Yes, the Google Pixel. It's supposed to kick living poop out of the iPhone, make it eat it, and then kick it out of it again. Well, that's what DxO say. Not really. They just said it's at the top. Imaginative. Good morning. So here I am today with the iPhone 7 filming me right now and a Google Pixel to shoot that. Of course, neither of these phones have a tripod mount, so I have an adapter. It's called a GH4. First off, I mount the iPhone 7 to my special tripod adapter. Okay, maybe I want to put a timer on because steadiness, shaky factor. That's actually a technical term in photography. The shakiness factor. Okay, let's take our first image. I want to get an idea of what the dynamic range is like on both of these camera phone things. So let's try the Android. The Google Pixel XL doesn't look too dissimilar to the iPhone, but the buttons are in a different place. Alright, slight problem with this. Volume button, holder. So now it's going to be slightly off center, but that's fine. Whatever. Hang on a minute. That's somebody's underwear. Oh man. Oh god. Alright, knickers aside. Well, they literally did put the knickers aside. One thing I really like about the Google Pixel is that you press the power button twice for the camera. That's awesomeness. Very nice, Google. And for those people who love taking photos of themselves, all that action comes at the flick of a wrist. Appropriate. Nice big screen. This is the XL version. The XL and the non-XL have the same camera, so I thought it only makes sense to compare it to the 7 because that has one camera only, whereas the 7 Plus has two. Now one thing I noticed is that the Google Pixel is actually wider than the iPhone 7. The iPhone is equivalent to about 28mm and the Google Pixel between 28 and 24. Now holding two phones up here, I think the iPhone has the slightly better white balance. The Google's a little bit too cool, but you can change it with the Google. But you've just got 5 options. It would have been nice if you could actually pick the Kelvins, not the underwear. But the benefit is that it actually has a mic, well not mic jack, it has a headphone socket which you can put a microphone into, which I'm doing now, instead of using this thing. Yeah, the problem is that you can plug it in, but it doesn't actually mean that it will work, and it doesn't work. See, the video here is actually the internal mic, the Google Pixel. And this is the iPhone 7. So in that respect, the iPhone 7 wins only just, because that adapter is so damn fiddly. And I've already lost it. So I just had to buy a new one from the Apple store. The spec of the cameras on both phones are very similar. The one on the back of the iPhone 7 is a 12 megapixel sensor with an f1.8 lens, 28mm equivalent. Whereas on the front, you've got a 7 megapixel f2.2 lens. Whereas the lens of the front-facing camera on the Google Pixel is slightly slower at f2.4, but you do get one more megapixel, 8 megapixels. On the back, same as iPhone, 12 megapixels, slightly wider, slightly slower again, f2 lens.
But we know that, dumbass. What is the image quality like?
Okay, so the verdict.
Well, the Google Pixel has the better image. It's sharper, has better detail, and also the dynamic range is better with the Google Pixel. And with the low light stuff, despite iPhone having an advantage with a faster aperture lens, at ISO 800, the Google Pixel still has a better looking image.
And you know what, it just gets worse for the iPhone because the autofocus speed is not as quick. And let's go. So it's true, the Google Pixel is the better camera, better than the iPhone 7's camera when it comes to still photography. But when it comes to video, that is a different matter, because I think the iPhone 7 has the better camera for video. And it's not the fact that it's sharper or anything, they're kind of the same, and they both have aliasing, although the Google Pixel probably has a little bit more aliasing. The best thing about the iPhone 7 is that it has optical stabilization, not electronic image stabilization, which the Google Pixel has, and that works better for video, whereas the electronic image stabilization seems to work better for stills. When you're shooting video handheld, just standing still, it's fine. But when you start to move, it has this kind of weird jello effect. The iPhone doesn't have that problem with optical image stabilization, and of course that works better for video. So you should get the Google Pixel if you like taking stills, and the iPhone if you like taking video, right? Well, not really, because you should buy them for what they are first. A smartphone. The fact that they take good photos and videos is just a bonus, which is why I've stuck with the iPhone.